Ramesses II, the legacy of Egypt's greatest pharaoh. Ramesses II, often called Ramesses the Great, reigned over ancient Egypt for 66 years, from 1279 to 1213 BCE. His long reign makes him one of the most famous and effective pharaohs in history. Known for his military prowess, monumental building projects, and his ability to maintain Egypt's power, Ramesses II left an indelible mark on the ancient world. Let's explore the life of this legendary pharaoh. Ramesses was born around 1303 BCE, the son of Pharaoh Seti I and Queen Tuya. He grew up in the royal court, where he was groomed for leadership. By the age of 14, he was already involved in the military campaigns and had earned the title of captain. When Seti I passed away, Ramesses II ascended to the throne at the age of 25. His reign marked the height of the New Kingdom and the 19th dynasty, a period of great power and prosperity for Egypt. One of the defining moments of Ramesses' reign was the Battle of Kadesh, 1274 BCE, fought against the Hittites, a powerful kingdom in what is now modern-day Turkey. The battle is one of the most famous military conflicts in Egyptian history, not only because of its scale, but also because of the dramatic way Ramesses presented it. Ramesses led his army to Kadesh, confident of victory, but was surprised by the full force of the Hittite army. In what appeared to be a disaster, Ramesses and his troops were surrounded. However, the pharaoh's quick thinking and bravery turned the tide. He rallied his forces, and the Egyptian chariots broke through the Hittite lines, forcing them to retreat. The battle ended in a stalemate, but Ramesses declared it a great victory, and the battle became a key piece of his legacy. He commemorated the event by carving detailed reliefs of his heroic actions on temples, especially at Abu Simbel and Karnak. These inscriptions glorified him as the divine and invincible warrior. Interestingly, while Ramesses claimed victory, historical records from the Hittites suggest the battle was inconclusive. However, Ramesses' propaganda worked wonders, and he became widely regarded as a national hero. After years of conflict, Ramesses realized that continuing the war was unsustainable. In a rare diplomatic move, he negotiated the world's first known peace treaty with the Hittites, under their king, Hattusili III, around 1259 BCE. The treaty, which was sealed by marriage, Ramesses married a Hittite princess, ended the hostilities between the two empires and established a long-lasting peace. This treaty not only secured Ramesses' position, but also showed his diplomatic skill in balancing military might with diplomacy, helping stabilize Egypt for years to come. Ramesses II is perhaps best remembered for his monumental building projects. He was an ambitious builder, commissioning grand temples, statues, and monuments to honor his reign and the gods. His most famous constructions include the temples at Abu Simbel, which are carved directly into a mountainside, and the expansion of the Karnak temple complex in Thebes. The temples of Abu Simbel were especially grand. The larger temple features 4 colossal statues of Ramesses himself, each standing about 66 feet tall. These structures were not only symbols of his power, but also of his divine nature, reinforcing his image as a living god on earth. Ramesses also made significant contributions to religious life. He was a strong advocate for the cult of the sun god Ra, but he also continued the tradition of honoring other deities, ensuring his rule had divine approval. He had over 100 children with many wives and concubines, ensuring his dynasty's future. Ramesses reigned for an astounding 66 years, one of the longest in Egyptian history. His reign is often seen as a time of peace and prosperity for Egypt. The kingdom flourished economically, with great wealth flowing into the country from trade and tribute, especially from Nubia and the Levant. In his later years, however, Ramesses faced internal struggles as Egypt's power waned slightly due to changing economic and political conditions. Nonetheless, he continued to maintain his authority and the image of Egypt as an invincible nation. Ramesses II died in 1213 BCE at around 90 years of age. His death marked the end of an era, but his legacy endured long after. Ramesses was deified as a god and was buried in a grand tomb in the Valley of the Kings. His mummified remains were later moved to a royal cache for safekeeping. In history, Ramesses II was revered as one of Egypt's greatest pharaohs. He was celebrated for his military successes, his building projects, and his ability to maintain the grandeur of Egypt for decades. His name is still widely recognized around the world, and many scholars believe that the biblical pharaoh of the Exodus was a later symbolic representation of Ramesses II, further cementing his place in both historical and popular lore. His monuments still stand as testaments to his power. The temples of Abu Simbel, with their colossal statues, continue to awe visitors today, and his legacy as Ramesses the Great is secure.